Welcome to an episode of the Tailgate Show. I'm Jeremy Kramer, Air54 on X. Like, subscribe, follow, comment, do whatever. Wow, it's been a couple weeks, so we'll do a brief recap on the Baltimore game, which was shitty. And you lost by 14 because you couldn't stop the run enough, and gave up explosive plays to a backup quarterback. Also, Baltimore's defense got healthy. Roquan was Roquan. They just got outplayed. Nothing you can say about that. Did not like them losing by 14. Not that I'm a gambler at all, but boy, that's a game you gotta have. Once again, which is a recurring theme in the next 3 weeks. Rome had catchable balls that he's got to catch if he wants to be big dog number one. Did it in Cincinnati again. He had 2 that were in his hands that he could not complete the catch on. So, if Daddy wants to bitch, Daddy can bitch, but Daddy's wrong. Anyway, Bears lose to Baltimore. Rough scene. We're all like, what the fuck's going to happen next? So, in response, we're on to Cincinnati. That's the only way you can go about that game. You just got to bury the Baltimore game. We're on to Cincinnati. I actually went to this game. So, we're going to have a little energy on this one. Cincinnati's a great host. Been there a couple of times for Bears games. Most notably 2017 when we were pretty much terrible and we beat them like 33-14, whatever, something like that. Anyway, this game starts off. Richard Hightower, I can blame you a little bit. That kick return was caused by the second guy on the left side. He takes an outside angle, and as soon as I saw it, it's like he's gone. Because he blocked himself. And it's exactly what happened. Opening kickoff to the house. Bengals fans are fucking going crazy, blah, blah, blah. Once again, the Bears answer. And that's the theme of that whole game. The Bears answered. Kyle Monangai. It was the Kyle Monangai show. It was also the offensive line show. It was great. Ozzie playing the tackle eligible quite a bit. He did okay. You see he's still getting his feet wet. Jonah Jackson. Everybody's going to talk about Darnell Wright, and they should. Because he had a great game. Jonah Jackson quietly has put three or 4 weeks of solid blocking up. Guys turning into what we wanted him to be, a monster. He's getting his reach blocks. He's getting help from Dahlman. Dahlman's doing much better. Tooney's just Tooney. And when it comes to the run game, I mean, Theo Benedict, he's pretty good on the run. Now his pass blocking. His pass pro's bad. There's no other way to say it. His pass pro is not good. Caleb bailed his ass out repeatedly against Cincinnati. Repeatedly. I mean, he's juking and jiving and moving and grooving, and we're all like, why isn't he seeing this receiver? It's like, because he's under duress, because Benedict can't get his guy blocked. So, anyway, the Bears keep answering, which is just, I think that's the biggest that's the biggest thing that I can put out about this whole game. So they just had answers, and they believed. And if anybody watched any of the Monday night game, it was a 2-score game. Dallas had the ball with time left. Now, this is a team that quit. These Chicago Bears do not quit. They don't have that in them. They have a belief. And they have a belief, and it starts with the quarterback and the coach. Caleb, we had to have that conversation, right? Caleb had two bad weeks in a row, passing-wise. Well, he had probably some of his best throws this week. And yes, it's a bad defense. Sure, you could say that. The Bengals are a bad defense. But there is a belief in that building that if it's close, they've got the guy that can go down there and get them the points and get them wins. And it shows. It shows with the way they played. It shows with how fast they were moving down the field. Even in the last few drives, there was just like, especially the last drive. I mean, guys are hustling. They're not head down guys. They're not. It was quite. I'm speechless. I'm pretty much speechless because there's a lot of things that were bad, but damn, these guys don't fucking quit. And isn't that what you want as a Bears fan? You want a team that does not just give in when they're down. They don't do that. And because we've seen many of Bears teams just fold up and die. This team doesn't do it. Defense could have folded and died too. Of course, in the last 5 minutes was just insane. Just insane. They couldn't stop him. T. Higgins was a monster. There's a couple of plays where our DBs are in position. Deshaun Wright was in position to make an interception, and T. Higgins just said, nope, that's my ball. And sometimes it's like that as a DB. You can't hold your head. You got to go to the next play. And they did eventually do that. They did finally get the pick to seal it, even though they had... Being in the stands, it felt like we won that game 3 times. The first one was the Kevin Byard pick. I think is the backup corner playing that opposite side. He gets called for PI, which he had his. I guess he had the receiver's arm on the backside, but I've seen that not called 1,000 times. But Byard gets the pick, returns it like 80, 90 yards, doesn't score. And it was like Bears fans are going crazy. Bengals fans are starting to leave, and they see the flag. 2 plays later, Tremaine Edmonds picks it off and runs it all the way back. We're in a frenzy. The Let's Go Bears is going crazy. The Bengals fans are actively leaving. We're waving goodbye. We're like, see you later. Have a nice trip back home. Thank you for your hospitality. No, he got touched with like a pinky. Whatever. I was just like, this is such bullshit. It's like, we go 3 and out in the next drive, and credit to them, they caused the 3 and out. When we needed to get rushing yards, we didn't get them, which was kind of maddening. But to their credit, they stepped up. They go down, immediately get the touchdown. And the 2-point conversion, I was like, I looked at my buddy Mike. We're up right by the scoreboard area on the end zone side where we end up getting our glory, but still. I look at Mike, it's like, this is not happening. It's like, we got 2 minutes, all we got to do is recover an onside kick. It's like, recover the onside kick. Nope. And I've got some Bengals fans that stayed with their family. It was their kid's first game. It was awesome. Good kids, good family. I was just like, this shit is not happening. This is not how we're going to lose this game. Well, they go down and they score again. It's like, son of a bitch. I just sat in my chair. It's like, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this is happening again. This is the Bears. This is so Bears. How does this keep happening? Well, that's when Caleb and Colston said, fuck all that. We going. First play, not great. Didn't see anything. And Caleb scrambles, gets first down. It's like, okay, now we're moving. All we need is a field goal. Nothing that we felt great about since fucking Carlos Santos missed one earlier and got it negated by a penalty, and then he missed another one, just didn't even have a chance. So, very grateful for Coastin Loveland breaking that tackle, and then crowd goes into immediate joy. Shout out Bears fans. 40% of the stadium was Bears fans. We were loud. They were loud. They were proud. They were all about to die. We died twice. But yeah, we had to win that game 3 times. It was the craziest game I've seen live, and I've seen a couple of crazy games. I was at the Kansas City comeback in 15 when we had no receivers, and it was like I thought we were going to go into that, but all of our receivers ended up being healthy enough to play. This one tops that by a lot. What a crazy day. What a crazy win. Trade deadlines today. I don't expect us to do shit. Austin Booker. We have an Austin Booker sighting. Kid got a sack. Manhandled that left tackle. And I mean, dog walked him with his one hand. And it was just like, oh, maybe we've got something there. Of course, he kind of tailed off as the more plays went on, and Cincinnati was in a hurry-up mode. So that's one reason I don't think we're going to make a move for a defensive end. I think they're very happy with Austin Booker. We do lose Dio, though. He was pissed, hobbled off, and we were like, of course, fans in the stands were trying to figure out who it was. It was like, I think it's Dio. And it was. And he busted his Achilles. He's done for the year. So there's your only out, maybe, for an excuse to go get one. Corner's rough. C.J. Gardner-Johnson makes an impact after being on the team for a day and a half. So he gets a sack. He was in the right places for the most part. He did get beat a couple of times, but that's to be expected. This defense struggles right now, and luckily we're going against some defenses that are kind of struggling themselves. So we might have to win a game or two in a shootout, but you know what? We can. You know why? I know this. Because we have, and we will. So it's just like, welcome to the new Bears, y'all. This is not, it's meet the new boss, not the same as the old boss. It's very different, and I don't know how to take it. It's offensive determination. It's a certain will and drive by the players, a belief that if it's close, they got a chance. And I know I've said that repeatedly, but it's real. Also, shout out Andrew Billingsley. That guy is playing phenomenal football. He is the unsung hero of that defensive line. The running game did not go off like maybe some people thought it would with Chase Brown. Chase struggled. He didn't, he never really got on the right foot. He missed some easy catches. But the defensive line really shut down that run, and it starts with Billingsley. And that guy should get more respect on his name and should get votes for Pro Bowl. Because without him, that defense is a complete Swiss cheese. Got some questions about TJ Edwards right now. I don't think he was very healthy. He was beat out of position. They're playing a lot of cover too, trying to protect the corners. TJ got beat over the top a lot. So, and I think you even saw it later where they bring in Noah Sewell. later in the game, and O'Sul gets beat over the top too for a touchdown. I think it was actually at that time would have been the game-winning touchdown for the Bengals, but that didn't happen. So there are some struggles there. I will say the TJ Edwards pick was so good. He baited Flacco so bad. Flacco tried to bait him over. TJ didn't budge and just took it away from him. I mean, just cut him off. I still don't know where he got touched at. Somebody said he got tripped. I didn't see a foot touch anything. I did see maybe a finger touch the jersey, and I don't know. If I recall back in the day, you'd have to have two hands on a receiver to justify them as down. I don't know how that changes. I'm not sure that he had full control of the ball till he got further away from the player. So anyway, Bears win. We're off to the Giants. Running quarterback could be interesting. Didn't have to do that with Flacco. You have to do that. You'll have to do that with Dart. So we'll see. They'll have a chance. You go 6-3. That's a hell of a benchmark. I think this is a game you need to win. And I hate to put that onus on these guys because they've already won games they shouldn't have won. So I feel like this is a very winnable game. Again, you have to go out and take it. And I think it's going to start with that offensive line, and it's going to start with running the football. And if you can get that going, Britton Brown too. Let me get Britton Brown in there. Hell yeah, kid. 22-yard touchdown run. He also had a run earlier where he just bounced. Guy hit him, and he hit him good. He hit him right at the waist and just bounced him. It was like there is something in that running back room with not going down on first contact and just being dogs. And the running backs are dogs right now. So shout out Britton Brown. All right, that's where I'm going to end it. Bears win in the craziest fucking game I've ever seen in my life. Did I love the win? Absolutely. Do I ever want to see that shit again? No. Please don't put me through that. I'm an old man. I don't care if you're old or young. If you're a Bears fan going through that, it's just like, fuck. Yes, no. We all lived it. Bear down, like, comment, subscribe, hype it up if you want. And that's just another episode. Have a great day. Bear down.